Now, this is where things starts to get very, very interesting. So, hyper personalize in our case as a lead list does not have a lot of context, and the initial step won't make much of a difference. But at this point of time, you can decide whether you want to go ahead and do a voice call campaign or a WhatsApp message campaign. This is where you'll get a very higher number of open rates and click rates compared to email. So, if you think you have a lead list that is very engaged or like you have enough credits to spend, you can go ahead and select a WhatsApp campaign or a voice call campaign. Enabling both will just allow Loop to use any of the channels that is available to it for reaching out. So, and you can also set like the number of messages that should be delivered uh, to the lead list. So, it is not needed that every lead gets a WhatsApp message, right? So, you can decide like the number of leads that should receive a WhatsApp message. And how Loop decides who to send a WhatsApp message is just based on the context and the confidence that Loop feels in the lead list. Like if it feels that these 500 leads are more relevant, it will send the WhatsApp message to them. So in hyper personalize, if I select voice calls and WhatsApp message, then Loop will basically give you like a very quick preview. This is not something that will be eventually sent to the lead. This is just test leads that it is showing content for. So the whole idea is for a hyper personalized email is that when someone receives an email which has information that the user knows it has provided to someone, they're more inclined to read that email. And you would also notice this uh, if you are someone that checks or clears your inbox on a regular basis. Emails from certain uh, companies or certain people, you'll be more inclined to read those emails. And there are multiple reasons for that. One is obviously if it is a transactional email where some kind of update on your account or something has happened, you'll read those emails. On the contrary, if you receive an email from, let's say, someone in your network for an opportunity or someone looking out for a job that has reached out to you, you'll be more inclined to read that because it would have context on your relationship with that person. So that is essentially how the hyper personalize on Loop also works. So if you have contacted a lead 1 month ago, they might have booked your service and they also could have left a good testimonial or they talked about like they'll definitely want to connect in the future and you have added it in your crm as like this lead wants to connect in future. Those information points will be picked up when Loop drafts an email to that person or a WhatsApp outreach to that person. So in hyper personalize, each lead has a custom email written for them, which is why the credit cost a bit higher when you're doing a hyper personalized campaign. So if I have to give a very basic example, let's say one of the lead on Anuj's account has purchased 3 digital products in the past. So Loop will have context of that and it will talk about those things. So for example, if someone has purchased 3 products in the past, the first outreach communication from Loop can be that, hey, how are you doing? And you sort of bought a couple of ebooks from me in the past. Did you go through them? Did you like the content? Is there anything else I can help you with? Right. So this email will definitely have a very high impact on the audience because they will feel that this person has gone out of the way to draft an email to them, which is talking about their journey with this creator. And that makes me want to reply to that email. It might be that I will not essentially maybe buy the cohort later, but it will establish that connection that hey, that deal list might reply with hi, I bought your product and this is what I felt about them, which is also an information point for you. So hyper personalize, to sum it up, is an incredible source of uh, channel outreach where you'll definitely have much higher open click and conversions. And I recommend using this whenever you are gunning for a outreach campaign where you know that the leads have enough context and uh, the leads are interested and would be interested in like one of your higher ticket sizes, and it's not like a cold list that you have acquired from somewhere, or it's a lead list that is more than a year old. So if you have relevant leads, I definitely recommend trying this out, and it works amazingly well. I'll show you in the later part of the video how like a sample conversation happens on WhatsApp, on email between a lead and loop. And there's also, like, just to run you through a couple of options that are there. There will always be a fallback sequence where even if context is not there, it will just send the fallback emails which I showed you earlier. Like, if you have to take an example, if your lead list only has an email and name, there's essentially no context. So anyways, loop will not be able to write a hyper personalized email. So it will just default to the basic outreach one. And you can also sort of define what kind of voice or what kind of approach you want in your communication, and based on this input, loop will factor this in and like draft emails accordingly. Okay, quickly going through like the other options that are there. Voice calls, you can decide what is the calling window for your lead, what days they should be contacted on, and is there a wait time between calls, and what kind of attempts loop should take. And you can also put in your contact number and then just see how loop will engage with that lead, or any lead for that matter.